Omaha's news leader. This is KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle.
Omaha has seen its fair share of holes in the ground where they shouldn't be as of lately. Are they unusual or usual? That's what we hope to tackle today. Whether there's sinkholes, voids, cave-ins, or erosions, Omaha has seen at least 3 such instances that we have covered within the last 5 months. It's left many around the metro to ask, why are there so many, and when's the next one going to open up? Today's Chronicle is here to help answer those questions and calm down some of the concerns surrounding them. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Bill Shammer. First, we'll go over the 3 main instances across the metro one by one. Then we'll talk with an expert from the University of Nebraska who can help shed some light on how they're formed, what to look out for, why they're happening, and whether this is actually abnormal. Finally, we'll talk with the city engineer himself to let you know what happens when a new hole opens in the city. Omaha's most recent incident involves a void that opened up in downtown, right at 9th and Farnham, next to Omaha's riverfront. The inconveniences it caused, not the first time for nearby residents. Chronicle's Izzy Fonfair-Drool explains.
It's not a text message Parker Crane was expecting to receive on Tuesday, but with streetcar construction right outside his door, it's not the first time there's been issues.
Urgent car removal from garages. We have been informed of a safety issue concerning our garages.
The safety issue is this hole that opened up underneath a streetcar rail, a new discovery for the residents of the Greenhouse Apartments.
We haven't noticed it before. No. I know they've checked the building to make sure it's sound and can handle the construction, but no, this is a first.
Trivett says residents were told they must park across the street. They say the complex did not say how long that would last. Omaha's news leader reached out to the apartment complex, but has not heard back at this time.
Sometimes we get information and then it doesn't happen, and sometimes things happen and we haven't gotten information about it, but I think that's normal with any construction.
Road issues have been in the spotlight recently after a sinkhole on Pacific Street swallowed 2 cars in February. Then, just this past Sunday, a building collapsed in Blackstone. But Crane says he's not concerned.
Infrastructure across America is pretty poor, I feel, and so it's not terribly surprising to hear that some cities are starting to fall apart a little bit here and there.
Mayor John Ewing Jr.'s office told Omaha's news leader it was not a sinkhole, but a void. They say Public Works is looking into it. Meanwhile, Trivett says she's now wondering about the state of all Omaha roads.
The concern is that maybe our streets haven't been maintained the way they should be, or our infrastructure hasn't been maintained.
We took our cameras back to 9th and Farnham this week. This is what it looks like right now. You can see crews have still not filled the void, but they've marked it. You can see hole in big white letters. It's part of the roadway under construction for the downtown streetcar. Omaha City Engineer Austin Rouser says erosion like the one seen at 9th and Farnham is common, especially when rain softens construction areas overnight. Rouser will join us live in about 15 minutes. But what about the uncommon holes in the ground, such as the scene further west on Farnham? Another hole opened up in the street, but it wasn't a void or a sinkhole, it was a cave-in. Chronicle's John Grinvalds explains what happened back on June 21st.
That's very scary when the ground's gone and you think it's stable and it's not.
A cave-in and partial collapse of a structure, raising questions and concerns in Omaha's Blackstone neighborhood.
You wonder what could happen because one day the ground's there and the next day 100 feet away it's not, and you're like, whoa, that could have been us.
Neighbors describe a cloud of concern over the vacant building, which used to house Brothers Lounge.
You look down the alleyway and you can see it's tilting sideways. It was a perfect storm.
The video on your screen right now, taken at the cave-in around 6:08 this morning, captured by the general manager of the Early Bird Brunch on his way into work.
To see just a giant hole in the ground and the side of the building falling in is just kind of a shock to us.
Omaha Mayor John Ewing Jr. says city crews were out here by about 9:30. City officials evacuated the 2 nearby buildings, Cunningham's and the Colonial Hotel apartments.
It was determined that they were structurally sound and not connected to this building in a way that would create any danger.
Ewing says crews are still working on determining the exact cause of the cave-in and that he was aware of a water main break that impacted the structure a week and a half ago.
What we're going to do now is have everybody come together tomorrow to try and see if we can figure out what is the next step to actually securing this facility.
Right now, the sidewalk on the north side of Farnham Street is partially closed. In fact, there's even a piece of it missing, making it a lot harder on pedestrians. So if you're trying to get from 38th and Farnham down to, say, Early Bird or Cunningham's, you have to walk 2 blocks down and then come back.
So having that blocked will definitely, I feel like, will be a downturn in business.
Reporting for KETV News Watch 7, I'm John Grunwald.
We went back this week to check on the status of the Blackstone building. You can see the barriers are still set up as crews continue with streetcar construction. That cave-in currently has a tarp over it. Still ahead on KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle, after discussing sinkholes, learn what causes them to form in the first place. But before we get there, Omaha had another one that caught the nation's attention, and 2 drivers as well. We'll be right back.